to Brooke Does Yoga. My name is Brooke. Let's do some yoga together. Today's video is a full-length flow class that's going to be focused on the sides of the body. Props that you may want for this class include 2 blocks or block alternatives, books, shoe boxes, Tupperware containers, anything that you can rest just a little bit of weight on that can bring the floor a little bit closer to you. You may also want a blanket, couch pillow, towel, something soft to sit on. This just kind of helps get the hips a little bit higher than the knees and helps to release the hips and the legs downward in seated postures. Go ahead and grab your props, and then we will meet all the way down on our backs on our mat. As you come all the way down, go ahead and hug both of your knees in towards your chest. And just let the tailbone start to relax down towards the floor. See if you can let the neck and the head relax. This is another great place where we may want our blanket or our pillow just to set behind the head. If you notice the back of the head is really falling back and it's not able to rest, that can be a good option, again, to kind of bring the floor a little bit closer so that the back of the neck can be long, so that all the way from the tailbone up through the back of the head, we get a lot of space. And just start to breathe here. You might feel your belly moving against your thighs. We might find a little bit of a rock or a rotation of the knees. We're just giving the low back a little bit of a chance to relax and release here. Good, and then set the soles of the feet down to the mat. Walk your feet about as wide as your mat is, so they're pretty wide apart. And from here, with the feet this wide, we'll start to windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Just starting to feel into the inner and outer leg lines here. And if you find a spot that feels really good, you might stay there for a breath or two. It might feel good to go super fast today and start to get some motion into the body. Just kind of warming up the hip joints. Good. And then come to stillness. Walk the feet hip width apart. And take your right ankle and cross it over your left thigh near the knee joint. Let that right knee fall out to the side and towards the front of your mat. External rotation of that hip joint here. And then inhale, lift your left foot off of the mat so this whole leg configuration starts to come closer to your chest. And you can interlace the hands behind that left thigh if that works for your body. We'll just be here for about one more breath. And take your, what are we doing? Right hand out to the side. And then your left hand is going to hold on to your right ankle. And go ahead and drop both of your legs in this same shape all the way over to the left-hand side. So that the side of your left leg is on the floor and the sole of your right foot is on the floor. And then give a little spiral of your chest up towards the sky so that your left side belly moves towards the right. You might even take your eyes to look over your right fingertips. And you might give a little press of your right knee forward towards the front of your mat. It might feel good to move the right arm up and overhead so your fingers point towards the back of your mat. It's a little bit more of a side body stretch here. Good. Inhale, come back to center and set the legs down. Take both soles of feet down to the mat. Just notice for a breath any differences between the two sides of your body. Good, and then second side, cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Let that left knee fall out and forward. And then start to bring this whole shape closer to your chest, little grip behind the right leg. Just one breath here, feeling into the hips. And coming into that twist, right hand comes to the left ankle, left hand goes out wide to the side, and then the legs both shift all the way over to that right hand side. The outside of the right leg will come down, the sole of the left foot will come down, and then maybe a little press of the left knee forward towards the top of the mat. You can explore with your neck a little bit what head position feels the best to you today here. The left arm might start to come bicep by the ear for a little bit more of a side body stretch on that left side. Your heart's going to start to spiral up towards the ceiling. Good. One more deep breath here. Inhale, upright the legs, bring the soles of both feet down to the mat. Just take a moment to notice. And then hug both of your knees in towards the chest. Nice deep inhale. Good. Now take a moment to stretch the legs out long. Feel a little stretch across the front of the hip flexors. Good, and then bend both knees again. Cross your right leg over your left leg. This time that full right thigh is going to cross over the left thigh so that your legs are crossed almost like you're sitting in a chair. If you'd like, you can take a second wrap of your right toes around your left calf for eagle legs. And then we'll bring our forearms together so that all the way from our elbows up to our fingertips are matched together. Take your fingertips down over your face to touch the mat behind you. And then as you inhale, bring your elbows and your knees together, a little eagle crunch. Good. Inhale, bring toes and fingertips down. Exhale, elbows to knees. Inhale, touch toes and fingertips down. Good, that's 2. Exhale for 3. Exhale, 4. Good. Inhale out long. And exhale for 5. Inhale. 6. Inhale. 7. Inhale. 8. Inhale. 9. Inhale. One more. 10. Toes and fingertips come down. Uncross your legs. Let the arms come apart. Let the legs go out long and the arms go out wide. Take a nice deep breath. Let it go out your mouth. Release. Good. Great job. Take just one more breath here, and then we're going to do the second side. All right. Bending the knees. Cross your left thigh over your right thigh. Maybe we take that second wrap around. If that's not available to you, that's absolutely okay. Just press your left foot into your right calf and squeeze your legs together. Then once again, we're going to take our forearms together. Make sure all the way from your elbows to your wrists, to your palms, to your fingertips are pressing into each other. And then bring the fingertips down to the mat over your head. Good. Inhale here, nice and deep. Exhale, elbows to knees. 1. Inhale. 2. Inhale. 3. Good. Continue to follow your breath. To make this easier, bring the toes and the hands down closer to the center of your body. To make it harder, touch them down further away from your core. Good, 2 more. And last one. Inhale, fingertips and toes come down. Uncross the legs, stretch the arms out. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. Now bring both knees into the chest. If your head is resting on a blanket or a pillow, just gently move it out of the way. And then use your core, it's nice and strong and activated now, to start to rock and roll up and down your spine. And take a few rocks here, building some momentum, maybe having a little bit of fun. And eventually you'll roll all the way over into all fours, tabletop pose. Plant your hands well, spread your fingers as wide as you can get them, and root down through the bottom knuckles of your index finger, your pinky finger, and your thumb. Good. And then root down into your shins, press the tops of your feet down into the floor, lift up through your very low belly, reach your tailbone backwards, stretch the crown of your head and your heart forward. Feeling a little bit of strength here. Reaching from your outer armpits down into your hands. Inhale, drop your belly down towards the mat. Reach your heart through your arms, cow pose. Exhale, round your spine, cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. One more round. Exhale for cat. Push the floor away. Let the crown of your head drop down towards the mat. And then inhale, find tabletop pose. Nice strong belly. Keep your left hand exactly where it is. Take your right hand just in front of your left hand. And then crawl your right fingertips forward as far as you can get them. Drop your left elbow down towards the mat. Let your head come to the inside of that right hand. Little side stretch here. Sink the hips down and back towards your heels. Keep reaching through your right fingertips. Inhale, come all the way back up to tabletop. Second side, right hand plants down really strong. Left hand comes in front. And then crawls forward as far as it can go. Right elbow comes down to the mat. Reach through the fingertips. Sink the hips away. Take a deep breath into your side ribs on your left side. Inhale, come all the way back up to tabletop. Good. And then on your next inhale, reach your right hand up towards the sky. Little twist. On your exhale, thread your right hand behind your left wrist and reach towards the left side of the room. Inhale, unwind, reach the right hand up high. Exhale, thread through and reach towards the left. Little twist here. Warming up the spine from side to side. One more like that. Now option to stay here reaching. I'll face you for a moment. We can just stay right here. We might bring the back of the right hand down to the mat and just press the back of the hand into the floor. We might bring the whole back of the arm and even the shoulder all the way down, continuing to press really strongly through both our right arm and our left hand. Good. Yeah, your temple will come down to the mat. And then option, if the right arm is down, to walk the left hand all the way forward. Press down into your hand and send your hips away from your shoulder. Inhale, wherever you are, come all the way back to your tabletop pose. One round of cat and cow on your inhale, drop your belly. On your exhale, cat pose, round your spine. Inhaling to tabletop. Good. Second side. Left hand reaches up towards the sky. Exhale, left hand threads behind your right wrist. Reach to the right. Inhale. Exhale, thread it through. Inhale, open twist. Exhale, thread through. Option to stay. Option to start coming all the way down towards the mat. Root down through the whole outer edge of your left arm and your right hand. Press that down really strong. Maybe we crawl the right hand forward so that our gaze goes under our right armpit. Reach your hips away from your hand. Good. Deep breath into your side body. Feel the ribs on the side of your body start to expand with your breath. On your next inhale, unwind your twist. Come back to tabletop and take one round of cat and cow. Inhale, we meet in tabletop pose. From tabletop, start to walk your hands forward. Keep your hips right where they are. Your hips should stay directly over your knees. Firm your very low belly as you walk the hands forward, maybe a little bit wider than your shoulders. Let just your heart start to melt down towards the mat. Root down through your fingertips. Stretch your arms. We might take a block under our forehead here. Anahatasana, heart melting pose. Good. On your exhale, start to walk the hands back towards a tabletop. And then sink your hips back towards your heels, child's pose. Option to stretch the arms out long or take the hands back by the feet. Wherever you are, take a nice deep breath into your back body. Feel the ribs start to expand on your back, the low back release. If the hands are by the feet, walk the hands forward. Everyone root down into your strong, wide hands. Lift your hips just enough to tuck your toes under, and then lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. And in this first down dog, we might move and shift a little bit to find that perfect spot. We might walk out our legs, bending one knee and then the other. Eventually find a nice, stable, still down dog. Find that little tripod in the hands again, rooting down into the bottom knuckle of your index finger, your pinky finger, and your thumb. Roll your biceps forward and your triceps back. And reach from your outer armpits down into the palms of your hands to push the floor away. Send your hips further up and back. Maybe a little bend in the knees here. Even if they're not super bent, let the knees be soft so that we're not locking the legs out here. Lift the sit bones towards the sky and pull up through your low belly to elongate your spine. Then let the heels start to sink down towards your mat. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Good. One more deep inhale. Full exhale. On your next inhale, reach your right heel up towards the sky. Bend your right knee, stack your right hip on top of your left hip, and open your hips off towards the right. Keep pressing both of your hands down into the mat equally and reach your right knee away from your right hand. Inhale, come back to center, downward dog. And lift left heel. Bend left knee, open your hips. Root down equally through your hands. Reach your left knee away from your left hand. Inhale, back to center, downward dog. Bend both of your knees, look forward at your hands, and then walk or step your feet to your hands at the top of your mat. Forward fold, knees can bend here.
Head and neck release and relax the very crown of your head, shooting down towards your feet. A little sway from side to side might feel good. Start to feel the torso waterfall out of the pelvis. On your next inhale, bring your hands to your shins. Lift up about halfway to a flat back. Lift up through your low belly. Send your tailbone back and the crown of your head forward. Pull your shoulder blades together. Exhale, round and fold. Inhale, one more like that, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale this time all the way up, hands sweep up towards the sky. Exhale, hands come together at heart center. Nice deep breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, sweep the hands down, around, and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, round and fold. Inhale all the way up. Good, one more like that. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. And Tadasana, hands at the heart. Nice. I'm going to face you for this portion. And maybe back up just a little. All right, from your Tadasana, get your feet nice and steady. See if you can spread your toes out on your mat like we spread our fingers in that tabletop pose. And then find that spot on your feet where your weight is equally distributed across your arches. Give a little tone to the fronts of your thighs. You can imagine pulling your kneecaps upward. And let the backs of your knees be nice and soft. Tone through your low belly, give a little lift. The heart reaches up slightly. Your shoulders fall down into the sides. The crown of your head reaches up. Inhale, sweep your hands down, around, and up high. Interlace or hook your thumbs at the top. And pull your thumbs away from each other. So we've got our nice broad hands. The fingers are hooked together. And then we're going to pull those thumbs into each other like the hands are trying to break apart. Keep your core nice and strong. On your next exhale, take a little side bend over towards the left. Reach a little bit more into your right hand. And then breathe deeply into your side body. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, second side. Good, one more on each side there. It doesn't really matter which side you're doing first, as long as you're doing both. Nice, inhaling to center. Exhale, let the arms come down by the sides of the body. Nice. I'll meet you back at the top of my mat here. And inhale, reach the hands up high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, plant your hands. Step your left foot all the way to the back of your mat and bring your left knee all the way down for low lunge Anjaneyasana. We'll inhale to upright the torso and bring the hands to the top of that right thigh. And just feel into the hips here for a moment. Good. And then inhale, reach the hands up high. Nice and strong through both feet. There's a firmness in the legs as you stand down into that front heel. And then a little bit of flexibility as we relax the hips down towards the floor. Exhale, bring both hands down around your front foot. Plant your left hand and reach your right hand up towards the sky for a twist. Little reach of the heart forward towards the top of your mat here. Option to stay here. Option to tuck your back toes and lift your back knee up off of the mat. Option to stay here. Option to start to walk your right foot off to the right and then turn your right toes to the side and come onto the outside edge of your left foot. We might reposition the leg a little bit here. Rainbow lunge. Let your bottom hip sink down towards the mat. Reach your top hand towards your back foot. Inhale, lift the hips away from the floor and stretch your hand over your head towards the front of the room. Inhale. Exhale. Good. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Let the hand come all the way down around to the mat and take your front foot all the way to the back of your mat for plank pose. Good. Firm through your low belly. Pull your belly button towards your spine to lift your hips all the way back, downward facing dog. And then reach your right heel up towards the sky. On your exhale, come forward to a plank. Pull your right knee towards your nose, round your spine, push the floor away. Inhale, right foot to sky. Exhale, right knee comes to the right elbow. Inhale, up high. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, knee to nose. Step your right foot towards or in between your hands. If it doesn't quite get there, just pick it up and move it. It's no big deal. And then step your back foot forward, but to the outside of your right foot, so your legs cross. Let your knees be soft here. We may grab a block to bring the floor a little bit closer. Do try to shift the weight forward slightly towards the ball of the foot so that our hips and our heels are closer to alignment. And then let head and neck release down towards the floor. Seal the inner and outer edges of both feet down to the mat. Good. On your next inhale, lift up about halfway. Again, we might use a block. Use that firmness in your belly to help you lift all the way up. Inhale, reach the hands up high. Hook your thumbs. Take a side stretch to the right. Inhale to center. Side stretch left. Inhale, center. Exhale, release the hands, uncross the legs, hands to heart, nice deep breath in. Good. Second side. Inhale, reach the hands down, around, and up high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, touch the ground. Step your right foot all the way to the back of your mat. Bring your right knee down, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Pause for a moment. On your inhale, upright the torso, maybe hands to the top of the thigh. Root down into your front heel and the top of your back foot. Lift up through your low belly. And then sink your hips a little bit closer to the mat. Good. Then inhale, reach the hands up high. Nice deep breath in. Full breath out. Nice. Another deep breath here. Reaching from the tops of your hips all the way up through your fingers. As you breathe, see if you can feel your rib cage expand fully on all four sides of your body. Good. Exhale, take both hands down around your front foot. Plant your right hand, reach your left hand up high. Option to stay right here. Option to tuck your back toes and lift that back knee. Option to stay. Option to walk your left foot off towards the left. Turn the toes out to the left. Maybe reposition the leg a little bit. Roll onto the outer edge of your right foot And then rainbow lunge. Your top hand goes back to reach towards that foot. Your hips sink down towards your mat. Inhale, press down into your feet, lift your hips, stretch your hand over your head. Good, couple more like that. Dropping the hip, reaching back. Lifting the hip, reaching forward. Big arc through the side body. Bring that top hand all the way down to the mat. Turn your back heel up. Root your hands down nice and strong. Take your left foot back for plank pose. Lift up through your low belly. Pull your belly button towards your spine. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in here. Full breath out. On your next inhale, reach your left heel up towards the sky. Exhale, come forward to plank. Bring your left knee in towards your nose. Inhale, stretch it up high, three-legged dog. Exhale to plank, left knee, left elbow. Inhale all the way up. Exhale across the body, left knee, right elbow. Inhale up high. Exhale, knee to nose. Step your left foot to or towards your hands. Good. Root down into that front foot nice and strong. Step your back foot forward to the outside of your front foot, legs cross. A little softness behind the knees. Maybe we use a block. Shift the weight slightly forward towards the ball of the foot. And let the torso spill forward and down. On your next inhale, come to a halfway lift. Use the strength of your core to lift you all the way up. Reach the hands up high. Hook your thumbs, this time the other way, whichever way feels weird, probably. Reach your fingertips up high, stretch the side body long, and then take a side bend to the left. Inhale to center. Side bend right. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands to the heart. Uncross the legs. Good. If your toes are together, now bring your feet to about hip width apart. Firm your belly and sink your hips down and back for chair pose. Root your feet down nice and strong. Send more of the weight back into your heels and sink your hips back. Then lift your arms. Lift your heart. Good. Inhale here. Exhale. Lay the torso down on your thighs. Swing your arms back behind you. Pull your shoulder blades together. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold halfway. Knees are still bent, legs are still strong. Option to stick with that, or as you fold in, start to come up on the balls of your feet for a little balance. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward, maybe balance. One more. And we'll all meet back in chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale lifts you halfway. Exhale, round and fold in. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good. I'll meet you back at the top of the mat here. Start to shift your weight more into your left foot and start to come up on your right toes. Then lift toes off of the mat. Bring the knee to about a 90-degree angle. Send this outer right hip down towards the floor and stand strongly into your left foot. Send your left hip down into your left heel. Good. Inhale here. Option to stay here. Option to take your left hand to your right knee and your right hand all the way behind you for a twist. If you feel pretty balanced, you can start to take your gaze back towards your right thumb. Good. One more. Inhale here. Send your right hip down, reach your right fingertips back. Inhale, come all the way back to center. See if you can keep the hover. Bring your hands to your heart. Start to hinge at your hips and take your right leg all the way back behind you for a warrior 3. Just for a breath. And then big step back, find a high lunge crescent pose. Beautiful, good job. On your exhale, take your hands down. We might grab some blocks on either side of this front foot. And we'll start to find a little flow. As you inhale, reach forward into your front knees, stretch your spine long. And then on your exhale, start to straighten the front leg and bow over the front leg as you reach your back heel down towards your mat. Inhale brings you forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, nice and long. Exhale, round. Inhale, come forward. Set your blocks to the side. Spin your back heel down at about a 90-degree angle and cartwheel your arms out wide for warrior 2. Either heel to heel or heel to arch alignment in your feet. Root both edges of both feet down nice and strong, and then imagine you can pull your heels towards each other. That'll activate your legs. Little lift up through the low belly. Fingertips are nice and spread wide, reaching away from you. Tops of the shoulders soften down the back. Beautiful. On your next inhale, flip your front palm, bring it up high, reverse your warrior. For today, take your gaze down towards your back foot. Sink your front knee forward, reach your top hand back a little bit more. See if you can lift up through your right side ribs as well so that both sides of your body are long. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, reach your hand forward. Bring the front forearm to your front thigh. Your back hand up overhead. Maybe the bicep over the ear for a side angle pose. Sink deeply into that front knee. And then try to be somewhere that you can spiral your heart either in line with your hips, opening towards the side, or maybe even up towards the ceiling. Good. Inhale, warrior 2. One more of each of those. Reverse warrior. Warrior 2. Side angle pose. Inhale to warrior 2. Bring your hands to your hips. Straighten your front knee. And deepen your front hip crease. Back, 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 back. You can reach your front hand forward, forward, forward if that helps. Get both sides of your body really long. Then bring your front hand down to rest, maybe on your leg. Maybe we find a block here. For triangle pose, this back hand can stay on the hip or it can reach towards the sky. Take a few deep breaths here. There's a lot happening in this pose. Nice. Bend into that front knee, warrior 2. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down around your front foot. Turn your back heel up. Remove your blocks if they're in your way. And take your front foot all the way to the back of your mat, plank pose. On your exhale, either lower all the way down to your mat in one piece, or set your knees down and then your chest down. Everyone let the forehead come down to the mat. Take your hands back down by the sides of your body and press your palms down into the mat. Press the pinky edges of your toes into the mat and spiral your inner thighs up towards the sky. Let your sacrum, your tailbone, fall down through your body towards your mat and get really heavy. And then on your next inhale, lift your heart. If this feels pretty good, maybe hover the legs off of the mat. One more deep breath here. Exhale, release. Bring your hands by the sides of your ribs. Send your hips all the way back to your heels, child's pose. Breathing nice and deep into your back body. Feel how quickly your body can recover when you breathe. On your next inhale, root down into your hands. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. One breath here. And then at the very bottom of your next exhale, bend your knees. Bring your feet to your hands at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, round. Inhale all the way up high. Exhale, hands to your heart. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Second side, start to shift your weight over into your right foot. Come up on your left toes, and then lift that left knee to about 90 degrees. Check in with the hips. Stand strongly into your right leg. Send your right side sit bone down into your right heel. And then similarly, take your left sit bone and reach it down towards the floor. You'll start to feel your side waists get a little bit longer. Good. Option to stay here. Option to take your right hand to your left knee, and then your left hand all the way out to the side behind you in a little twist. Keep pressing your left knee into your right hand and your hand back into your knee. Deep breath in here. For more of a balance challenge, take your gaze back towards your left thumb. If you fall, it's okay. Good. Inhale, come all the way back to center. See if you can keep that hover. Hands come to the heart. Firm through your low belly. Hinge at your hips and take your left foot all the way behind you like a big letter T for warrior 3. Good. And then step that foot all the way back. Bend into your standing leg. And we'll find crescent pose, high lunge. Beautiful. Exhale, bring both hands down around that front foot. Again, maybe we find some blocks here. On your inhale, reach forward into your front knee. Reach your heart forward. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Send your back heel down towards your mat. Continue to flow like this, following your breath. Try to be unconcerned with how straight your legs get. And just focus on the sensations of your body. Good. Take one more round. Inhale, come forward. Remove your blocks. Turn your back heel down to the mat and cartwheel your arms up wide for a warrior 2. Good. Stand strongly into both of your feet. Hug your heels towards each other. Drop your tailbone down towards the mat. Firm up through your low belly. Shoot your energy out through your fingertips. Good. Nice deep breath here. Full breath out. On your next inhale, reach into your front hand, flip the front palm and bring that hand up high. Your gaze is going to go back towards your back foot. Reach the front knee forward as you reach your top hand backwards. And then see if your right side body can get a little bit longer also. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, side angle pose. Front forearm to the front thigh. Press that forearm down into the thigh so that this side body can get really long. If it's kind of crunching down, see if you can find some more space. That might mean keeping the arm straight. Then back hand goes up and overhead. Or bicep over the ear with your pinky pointed down towards the floor. Root through the outer edge of your back foot and spiral your heart towards the sky. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, warrior two. Hands come to the hips, straighten your front leg. Deepen your front hip crease, back, 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 back. Stretch long through your side body until you can't get any longer. And then reach the front hand forward. Front hand can come down to rest on the front thigh, or if we need to put more weight on it, we can use a block here. Good. Back hand can go up and overhead for triangle pose. Keep trying to tuck your outer hip on that front leg towards the center of your mat. Little tone in the belly still here so that our core can do some of the work of keeping us lifted, and this bottom hand can be really light. Inhale, bend into your front knee, warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down around that front foot. Step your front foot to the back of your mat, plank pose. Pause and plank. Hug your inner leg lines towards each other. Lift your low belly, push the floor away. Once again, either lower all the way down in one strong piece, or come down knees, chest, forehead. Rest the forehead down to the mat. Solemn Vaasana'locust pose. Option to take it the same way we did last time, using the palms as an anchor. Or interlace your hands behind your back. Pull your shoulders away from the floor, your shoulder blades together. Root the pinky edges of your feet down to the mat and roll your inner thighs up to expand your low back. Inhale, lift through your core. Reach your heart and your legs off of the mat. Maybe the hands start to reach away from your low back. One more deep breath. Exhale, release all the way down. Bring the hands by the side ribs and child's pose. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Feel the breath in your back body. Feel the belly expand towards your thighs. Feel your side chest expand with your breath. On your next inhale, reach down into your palms. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward dog. Good. At the very bottom of your next exhale, bend your knees, walk or step your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, round and fold. Inhale, all the way up, hands to sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. Deep breath in. Full breath out the mouth. Great. I'm going to turn to face you. Put a nice deep bend in both of your knees like chair pose. Shift your weight over to the left, and I'll mirror you this time. It'll be a little bit easier. You're going to shift your weight into your left foot. Lift your right foot up off of the mat. Cross your right thigh over your left thigh. Maybe stay here. Maybe take a second wrap of the toes around the calf. Sink your hips down and back like you did in chair pose, moving a little bit more of the weight into the heel and down into your hips. Squeeze your legs towards each other. Press your palms together so that your collarbones get nice and wide. And then start to upright the torso a little bit, reaching the heart up high. Sink the hips back and down. Good. One more deep breath here. Variation on eagle pose. Inhale, press down, unwind, come all the way back, reach the hands high. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Now once again, put a little bend in the knees and hop your feet out wide. Good. And then find your warrior two. Turn your front toes towards the top of your mat. Bend into that front knee. Send the arms out wide. Set yourself up where you find that nice, strong stance. Find warrior two in your body. That little game of tug of war with your front knee pulling you forward, your back end pulling you back just a little. Good. From here, keep your legs exactly the same, nice and strong. Take both of your arms up high and hook your thumbs together. Inhale, reach the hands high as you keep the hips nice and strong, weighting downwards. And then take a little shift of a side stretch, kind of like that reverse warrior. Tip the torso backwards. Stay strong in both of your feet. Reach a little bit more through your top hand and sink your front knee down 1 more inch. Inhale, up straight. Exhale, side angle pose with this little thumb grasp. Good. Inhale all the way up straight. Straighten your front leg. Option to take that triangle pose that we did last time. If you want a little more core work, we'll try triangle pose with this thumb hook. Deepen that front hip crease, back, back, back. Then tilt the torso forward here. Press strongly into the outer edge of your back foot. Reach through your top arm. You'll feel your core really strong here. Inhale all the way up. Bend the front knee. 1 more little reverse warrior here. Inhale straight. Release the arms. Give them a little flap. Nice work. Straighten your front leg. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn all 10 toes towards the long edge of your mat. Bend your knees and hop your feet back together. Nice job. Second side. Bend your knees, sink your hips down and back like chair pose. Start to shift your weight into your right foot. Come up on the toes of your left foot. Lift your left knee and drape your left leg over your right leg. Option to stay here, option to double wrap the foot around the calf. Either way, bend that bottom knee really deeply. Sink the hips down and back. And then use your core to lift up through your belly and lift your heart a little bit like you're sitting in a chair. Press your palms together. Reach your collarbones wide across your chest. Squeeze your legs together. Deep breath in. Full breath out. 1 more nice deep breath. And all the way out. Inhale, stand down into the foot to rise up, uncross the legs. Inhale, reach the hands up high. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Bend the knees, hop your feet out wide, and then do your second side. So this time your back toes are going to turn towards the back of your mat, and you'll bend into that knee to find your warrior two. Set up your warrior two in that nice, strong way that you know. Find the shape in your body. Front knee deeply bent. Both sides of both feet strongly rooted down. Tops of the shoulders gently falling away from the ears. On your next inhale, bring both hands up high. Keep the legs the same. Hook your thumbs in the way that feels a little bit strange. And then sink your hips down as you reach your hands up high, side body long. Tip your torso backward like a reverse warrior. Reach more into your top hand. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Inhale to center. Exhale, side angle pose with this weird thumb hook. Again, reach more into your top hand. Root the outer edge of your back foot down. Send your tailbone into your back heel. Good. Inhale all the way up. Straighten your front knee. Option for triangle pose. Option to use the core a little bit more. Deepen that front hip crease and send your little thumb hook here forward as you lengthen your side body. Deep breath in. Full breath out. One more. Inhale all the way up. Take one more little tip backwards, reverse. Upright your torso. Take the arms wide and give them a little flap. All right. Straighten that front leg. Turn all 10 toes towards the long edge of your mat. Put a bend in your knees and hop your feet together. Beautiful. Nice big inhale all the way up high. Exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, round in. I'll meet you at the top of my mat here. Good. Plant your hands on the ground and step both of your feet to the back of your mat. Lift your hips for downward facing dog. On your next inhale, reach your right heel towards the sky. And then step your right foot towards the outside of your hands. Bring your back knee down to the mat. So you're in a little bit of a wider stance than we are usually, like for an Anjaneyasana. Dragon pose. We're going to walk that right foot towards the very outer edge of the mat. We might even turn the toes to face like a 2 o'clock on a clock. Option to stay here. We can put our block under our hands or block alternative, whatever you have, to get a nice long spine. We might start to fold to the inside of that leg and rest the forearms on the block. Again, trying to stretch the spine kind of long here. You might be able to come all the way down to the mat on your forearms. See if even though the spine is long, the back of the neck can release a little bit. You might even drop the head off of the neck. Good. If you folded down, go ahead and rise back up onto your hands. Plant your left hand either on a block or on the floor, and take your right hand to the top of your right thigh. Like you could slide the skin of your thigh forward. Reach down and take a twist. Option to stay here. Option to bend your back knee and pull your back heel in towards your butt. You can stay right there, or you can take some little pulses working your hamstring. Or if you'd like a quad stretch, you can start to reach your right hand back for that left foot. And I like to use a block here under my left hand to give me a little bit of support. If the hand and the foot are meeting together, press your foot into your hand and pull your foot back with your hand. So they're both pushing together. That gives us a little bit of an action to facilitate this stretch on the front of the quad and the hip flexors. Good. And then you might find that that action of the foot kind of pulls you into a little bit of a back bend and a little bit more of a twist. Exhale, release the hold if you had it, nice and gently. Twist yourself all the way back around. Remove the blocks if you have them. Plant your hands. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee. Take your front foot all the way back for downward facing dog. Any little movements or wiggles here that help you reestablish and feel good. On your next inhale, reach your left heel up high. Exhale, step your left foot to the outside of your hands. Bring your back knee down to the mat. If this hurts your knee, you can always set your blanket or your pillow or whatever you have under this back knee as well. And then walk left foot out towards the left. Toes might point towards 10 o'clock. Again, option to use a block here and stay upright. Option to use the block to start to fold down onto the forearms. Depending on what you have, you might have some different levels that you can play with. If you have yoga blocks, these have 3 heights that you can use depending on what's right for your body. This side might be different than the last side. That's okay. It's just something to notice and start to become aware of. Allow yourself to breathe really deeply here. Allow the spine to relax long, the back of the neck to relax. It might feel good to fold the chin in towards the chest. On your next inhale, rise up if you fold it over. Plant your right hand on either your block or the floor, and then take your left hand to the top of your left thigh. We can take a little twist here, just pressing the skin of that left thigh forward. And we can stay right there. If you'd like a little bit more effort today, you can start to bend the back knee, pulling that back heel in towards your glute. Again, maybe some little hamstring presses. Maybe we start to reach back with the left hand, using our prop if we want to, and grab that right foot. If they meet together, press one into the other and vice versa. Good. One more deep breath wherever you are. On your exhale, if you have the clasp, gently, gently release the foot back to the floor. Everyone unwind your twist and come back to center. Set your blocks off to the side. Plant your hands, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Downward facing dog. Once again, any little movements, wiggles that feel good here. Nice, and then bring the knees down, find child's pose. On your inhale, rise up to tabletop. Take one round of cat and cow, just moving through the spine. Good, and then make your way all the way down onto your back in whatever way works for you. Once again, if you find your head falling backwards, you can set a pillow or a blanket behind the head to keep the back of the neck nice and long. And then hug both knees in towards the chest. Keep the right knee hugged in nice and strong. Let the left leg go out long. And then take the sole of your right foot to the top of your left thigh. And take that whole leg configuration all the way over onto the left side. So a little reclined twist here. Having the foot on the leg just gives it a little bit more support. And you can keep the left hand on top of the right thigh if you'd like. Right arm can stretch out to the side. If you have blocks, you can always place a block under your right knee here for a little extra support. Inhale to come back to center. Bring the left knee in next to the right knee. And then take your right leg out long. Sole of your left foot comes to the top of your right thigh. And take a big twist over towards the right. Let the shoulders be soft in your back body. Let the heart start to spiral towards the ceiling. Inhale back to center. Bring the right knee in. Give both knees a little hug towards the chest. Exhale, find your Shavasana. Maybe the legs go out nice and long. For a traditional Savasana, if that doesn't feel right today, you can always bend the knees and place the soles of the feet on the floor. Maybe walking the feet out wide and letting the knees fall in together. Or any other pose that just lets you rest. This is another great place where if you just like to be a little extra cozy, you can put another blanket behind the head. Just let the arms rest down by the sides with the palms face up. And start to let everything in the body get heavy. And start to tell your body that there's nothing that needs to be done right now. It doesn't need to work. It doesn't need to do anything. It's okay to rest. Knowing that you're supported by your mat, by whatever is beneath you. And start to notice if now that we are still, the mind is starting to tell stories and talk to you. And see if you can just tell the mind as well that it's okay, it can rest. There's nothing that your mind needs to do right now. All of those things that you want to think about, they'll still be there at the end of this Shavasana. See if you can just be here now. You're welcome to stay in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. If you feel that your rest is complete, simply start to deepen your breath. Starting once again to make the breath conscious. And then eventually start to bring in some small movements into the body, becoming larger and larger movements until the knees bend. And super gently roll to one side. We don't want to shock the body here. Let yourself stay as soft as possible. Just use the strength of your arms to gently press yourself up. And find some seated posture that feels comfortable to you. Just for one more moment, see if you can stay soft and slow. Rest the hands in any way that feels comfortable to you. And just take a moment to thank yourself for coming to your mat today, for doing great work for your body and your mind, doing challenging things, and hopefully having some fun. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Namaste.